So what's good, Straw Gang, and welcome back to another video. In tonight's tips and tricks upload, we're going to be taking a look and discussing how movement and positioning is more important and more beneficial than having really good aim. So let's talk a bit about that. So basically, Call of Duty, for as long as I can remember, has always been a casual shooter. It's always been something where you can just give the controller to your friend and they can usually pick it up quite well if they've never played it before, you know, pretty quickly. Like, Call of Duty isn't like a hard game to play. It's a very easy game to play, but of course, being like a top player and a high level player, a high skill player, that's a bit more difficult, and obviously that takes years and practice and everything like that. Being able to shoot straight and being able to have decent accuracy is not hard at all, especially with, well, good positioning. You know, if you position yourself in a way that, you know, makes the other player think about what they're doing, it's very easy to pick off a kill. For example, there's a lot of rooms and places on Warzone where there's only one way that you can get to that room, whether it be, you know, sitting on top of a roof or being in a room and there's only like a ladder or one door to that room. I'm thinking of a couple in Superstore right now where you can only go through there in one way, and that allows someone to literally just ADS at the door and shoot you. That is part of positioning. It's not movement specifically, but it's positioning. They've put themselves in a position where you have to be the one to figure out how to kill them, right? Whether you open the door, throw in a stun, close it, and then like run at them or whatever, you know, you have to do something to kill them. All they have to do is sit there with their ADS down, you know, their sights down, and get ready for you to push through that door. That is part of positioning, and why, you know, it's a bit more important, or a lot more important, than having like a really good aim. Now, talking a bit more about movement and why that's more important is because with things like slide cancelling, jump shotting, drop shotting, and certain movements, bunny hops and everything like that, it is quite hard to track a player. I've got a clip up on screen right now where I absolutely ripped this bozo's ankles, just completely broke his ankles, right? And this was me just kind of sliding everywhere, bashing and opening doors and just kind of trying to confuse this dude, play around with him. That is how you win a gunfight like this. You have to just be completely going all over the place, slide cancelling, shutting and opening doors and all that type of stuff, and I was able to come out on top of it. This is a really good example of how movement is more beneficial than having good aim. This dude was really hitting his shots. He was accurate and everything like that, but just because I was so all over the place, it was hard for him to track me, and that is where, no matter how good your aim is, certain movements will just completely break your aim assist. And I mean, I guess if you're on PC, you know, keyboard and mouse, that'll be a bit easier to track because you can just snap onto people. But with controller specifically, there is certain things that will break your aim assist, that'll make it a lot harder to track people, specifically bunny hops. I get caught off guard by drop shotting a lot as well. That's another thing that is very easy to do and will give you quite an advantage over anyone you're in a gunfight with, because I do catch a lot of people off guard with it, and I myself get caught off guard with it as well. So that's another simple thing there. But yeah, movement is really important, because with those certain slides and maneuvers, you will just be breaking people's cameras with whatever it is you do. If you're shouldering, just kind of going back and forward, or you're snaking a head glitch, that's part of movement, and obviously positioning as well. You know, using head glitches to your advantage is obviously a very important thing. And if you're getting shot, you want to actively be plating, you know, snaking, bouncing up and down, moving side to side so they don't know where you are. Very unpredictable, and it's easy for you to get information on where the person is, and also take little picks at them as well. You bounce up and down a couple times, shoot them a little bit, you know, continue doing that. And then the other one is shouldering as well. If you're at a doorway, you pretty much just go back and forward, and you get information on where the person is and what they're doing. So that allows you to continue plating up and decide what you're going to do. And it also pretty much doesn't give them any time to shoot you, because you're only peeking for a second. You know, you go back left and right, and you're only actually peeking on their view, or from their point of view. They only see you for a couple seconds, right? So that's a really good thing to do as well, and that's just more about using movement to your advantage, using the environment, like I said, snaking head glitches, or shouldering, you know, moving left and right when you're in a doorway to see what someone is doing. So as you can tell by everything that I've talked about, movement and positioning is a lot more important and more beneficial than having amazing aim. And a lot of it comes down to decision making and kind of making the, you know, the right decision at the right time. For example, something that I personally still do deal with is those gunfights where one person is on one side of the wall and you're on the other, and you both like mantle at the same time, and then you do it again, but that person kind of walks back and watches the wall type of thing. That is something I want to put out there as well. Very important. Don't be doing the mantling over the wall thing. Run around the side. Get to a position where you don't have to get caught mantling, because I've done that a lot. I've died to that a lot, where they make the right decision and moving back, or putting themselves in a position where they can pretty much just catch me off guard while I'm mantling. So the movement and positioning thing is not only practicing the certain movements, whether that be bunny hopping, your shouldering, jump shotting, drop shotting, and all that type of stuff, but it's also decision making and what you do at what time. That's what it comes down to, man. So the next thing I want to talk about that isn't as effective, but it's definitely worked for me in a lot of situations, and that is trying to confuse people by baiting them. So I'll give an example and let's talk about that a little bit. The example I want to use is the rooms that do only have one way to access them, the one door access areas or whatever it may be. That's the best example for me to use because this is where positioning and movement and all that type of stuff can really help you get that person out of that situation, win that gunfight and win that engagement. So one thing that I've done quite a lot that's worked for me is baiting someone by opening the door, making them think you're walking through the door, but then by closing it, they think you're going to just walk away or sit beside the door. Basically, what I do is I close the door, and as soon as it closes, or maybe even before it closes, you smash through it without them expecting it, and then 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to kill them, of course, unless they have like a claymore at the door that you don't see, or they've got a shotgun ready. All those things aside, if they do just have like a normal, SMG or AR or whatever it may be, 9 times out of 10, you should be able to kill them because you're trying to do things, like I said, that confuse people. And if you open a door, right, you don't walk through, they don't see you, you close it, they don't think you're going to do much. The pretty just think you're going to sit there, kind of chill, or run away, right? But no, as soon as it closes, you smash through it. And that's a really good way to catch people off guard and confuse them and bait them with opening the door and all that type of stuff. I know it's not something you can directly do and have it work, but it's something to think about. So, it's really good to use the doors and the environment to your advantage. Like I said, when I brought up snaking and shouldering as well to get info on people while them barely seeing you at all and not being able to have the best chance at taking a shot at you. Also, the last thing I want to mention real quick before I end this off is don't forget to leave your ideas and suggestions down in the comment section of what tips and tricks videos you want to see. Do you want me to drop high kill games and how to get high kills in solos, or how to get more wins, and what specific topics do you guys want help with, and what do you want to see from me? So with all of that covered, said and done, that brings me to the end of this video. So if you guys are still watching to this point and you have some feedback for me that you could leave in the comments about this video, I'd really appreciate that. I'm trying to pump out the tips and tricks videos, as you may know if you saw the content change or the content update video where I kind of announced that this is going to be a new type of video I'm trying out. If you have any feedback and want to see more changes with the videos, leave them in the comment section. I'd be more than open to, trying things out and taking that in and perfecting the content over the next couple of weeks, because I definitely want to look back on this video in a couple of weeks and see improvement with whether that be my commentary, the style I do the videos, all that type of stuff. So I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did at any point, don't forget to leave a like. I'd really appreciate that. Hit that red sub button down below with post notifications on for more tips and tricks videos, class setups, gameplays, everything in general for Warzone gameplay. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you all next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody, and I'm out.